welcome to It's 420 Wyoming. I am your host, Red Hawk. Thank you for joining me on another episode of It's 420 Wyoming. Wyoming NORML is planning on having a special guest speaker on the 20th day of each month, so tune in. Today's special guest is Carrie Satterwhite. Thank you. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've been involved in NORML since about 19 something. It's been quite a while. Started out just being a volunteer. Now I get to help make the planning in that.
Wow, that's very interesting. I didn't realize that the organization was that old.
They had an initiative that started, I don't even remember what the date was, probably in the 2014s, somewhere in there. And I had already been writing legislators and senators. Most of them were completely opposed. We only had one supporter in the whole bunch of them. But I got involved as a volunteer in the first initiative effort.
Wow, that's very interesting. Now, I have a very important question for you on this podcast.
Okay.
And that is, how can we get a ballot initiative going for medical cannabis in Wyoming?
Well, it's not as easy as it sounds. We have opened Wyoming NORML educational branch, which is a 501(c) to help people when they want to make donations and use them as tax write-offs. It's going to take, if we get a place that will help us collect signatures, a paid place is going to cost about $350,000. So I guess I would say that we would need those people, but we also need dedicated volunteers. Someone who will go out into their communities, not afraid of saying out in their community that they think that this should be put on the ballot and put to a vote. Myself and two other friends have gone out in the last two initiative efforts and dedicated to door-to-door knocking and event collections and things like that. But if you don't have people like that all around the state willing to step out there and do it, it can't succeed. So we're working on trying to raise funding for that. We're asking people in Wyoming to join NORML here in Wyoming so that the money can go to help us reach that goal, because that is our goal. Well, in the meantime, we're also contacting legislators, where I must say we have quite a bit of support, way more than we ever had, trying to push them into legalization of some sort.
Yeah. And I think it should be for medical cannabis. I think that's the first step.
Yes. Right now we have Bennett Sondeno. He's on the board with us. He got pulled over. He had a medical license from Montana. We're now going to fight that on the constitutionality of that and appeal it probably to the Supreme Court in Wyoming, because in the Constitution of Wyoming it says that we get to make our own medical decisions, and the federal government, while not legal, they have said that states can make their own mind up about it. So we're right in the middle of all that as we speak.
So do you think that will be a very important legal case to be keeping your eye on? Because I think depending on how it goes, we could use that as to help our cause, saying that this is why it should be medical cannabis legalized in Wyoming.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a couple of years about how we could go about challenging that. And it just happened that Bennett got pulled over and has made that happen. It's a really important case because it could totally set a precedence and create the rules for legal medical cannabis in Wyoming. So we're very hopeful that that's what will happen. I know that the abortion people are also using this same sentence in the Constitution to keep that abortion bill at bay. So we're very hopeful. I'm hoping Bennett can accomplish it. We're totally behind him 100%.
So, how can somebody join Wyoming NORML?
So you can go to our Wyoming NORML website, which is at the moment under construction, but we also have our Wyoming NORML Facebook page that you can go to and make contact with us. Sorry about the dog in the back. uh, and that's probably the best way is just to shoot us an email. Or right now, our website should be back up and running again within the month. And you could go to wyomingnormal.com or .org, sorry, and join up. I mean, be a volunteer, donate money, join us, and help us make this happen.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna go for a quick commercial break. Maybe you could let that dog outside. He seems like
Yeah,
he's missing you pretty bad.
I'll go shut the door on him. Okay.
Okay, Max. Commercial break. Hello and welcome back. Now, I wanted to ask you again, that way we can really clarify this, because I think it's very important. And that is, how can the average person join Wyoming NORML?
So you could go to the Wyoming NORML Foundation page. You can join that way. You can join wyomingnormal.org once our site is back up, which should be very soon. Or you can go to the Wyoming NORML Facebook page and make contact with us. We're asking people to join. That money goes 100% towards making it happen. Right now, we've got about 6 board members who carry the cost and burden of keeping things going and trying to make things happen. So it's important for people to not only say that they're for cannabis, but to be able to get out there and say it a little louder to help us make it happen.
Yep. And I think that right now we really do need some help. There's not a whole lot of people trying to get medical marijuana in Wyoming, or medical cannabis. And I feel like we need a lot more help. We need lawyers, we need legal professionals, and we need the average citizen. We need votes. We need
Yeah.
all that stuff.
We hear a lot on our Facebook page about we're not doing enough, but I'm telling you, just a few people that we've made great bounds and strides in making it happen. And it's nice to hear people talking about it, but if they won't help us do, then, that just makes the battle that much harder. So
Hmm.
if people would get involved, it would sway the direction. We have swayed the direction of cannabis like 100% since we started, and we've made great leaps and bounds with a lot of them. But if you don't get people to be calling their legislators and their senators, or even get involved in volunteering and helping us accomplish that, it will take 10 times longer. A lot of our
Yes.
money is going out of state, and we should be keeping it here.
Yes. And I feel like whenever there's such a small group of people trying to do something very big like this, it makes it very easy for us to become targets.
Yes.
And the system can easily target us and mess with us and bring us down and shut down the whole operation. But they can't do that if there is way more people working with us.
Yes, if there's an overwhelming tide, they definitely would take a step back. At lobby days, we have usually a pretty good crowd. This lobby day was not a very good turnout, although we still continued and did what we were supposed to do, talking with the legislators. But I tell you, when I started doing this, I was very shy about letting people know that I supported cannabis. The sentiment wasn't that good for it. But now, as time has gone on, I don't think there's a single person, not my jobs, not my anywhere, friends, anyone, sheriffs, that don't know that I support cannabis. And they haven't come and mowed our gate down and set the house on fire. So I think people just need to know if you take that stand, then it will be okay. No one's
Hmm.
gonna no one's gonna harm you for it. It's okay to be cannabis friendly.
It is. But I'll say this, if you try to have a legal hemp operation here in Wyoming, that's a different story. People will definitely come after you.
Yes, we had a hemp grower here in Park County, and they did harass him. I think they even burned one of his fields down illegally, but he still made out. He still made a profit, and it's something that we worked really hard to do is to get those hemp rules in place for growing. I'm
Mhm.
working on someone right now, talking with them about putting in the first processing station in Wyoming. Uh, and it won't be easy. To be the pioneers of such an endeavor is never easy.
Yeah, and there's so many people who are involved with that are not part of our group, like the bank, the sellers. There's a
Right.
lot of people who we need to talk to, and we need to say that this is legal. There's no reason why you should be messing with us. And maybe there is something we could do to fight against them, but right now they're so big that it's pretty much impossible for the average farmer to work against something like a major bank.
Yes. Well, and then you've got insurance, and there's a lot
Mhm.
of things tied in with that. So I live in a farming community, no surprise there. Um, and I've talked to a lot of the farmers, and their biggest concern is where do we take it? Where do we
Mhm.
sell the product? Because there is not a processing station. Um, as far as the police and everyone that want to harass them and make them feel like they want them out of here, uh, if you follow all the rules and you keep your documentation, I think that there's little that they can do, even though they will still try to harass you. You just have to have the fortitude to stay in the fight. Just because we get laws passed doesn't mean that's the end of it. The fight goes on even after that. Uh,
Mhm.
so Now we have to say, okay, what do we need next? Now that we have these hemp laws to make it happen even further. And I think that the processing station is the next logical step. 'Cause you can't have a processing station without product. So um, I think once that happens, it'll be harder to stop us.
Yeah, I think so. And once the hemp operation in Wyoming is up and going, people will see um, how much money it brings to the state, and they will be more willing to have a medical cannabis legalized here in Wyoming.
Right. So I've gone and talked with the lime producers and cement operations because we could get Hemp Creek going. It'd be a little cheaper for them, not having to bring in stuff, the cement by rail car. Uh, I think we also kind of need to look at the next step, which would be maybe get some sort of manufacturing with the hemp going in Wyoming to provide more jobs. Uh,
Hmm.
I think you just have to kind of keep thinking all the steps, a few steps ahead, so you can kind of, reach out to the people that you need to reach out to for that.
Yep.
So yes, I know that a friend of ours who was a good, she worked with us a lot, just a good girl, Mona Mitzel. They have Mitzel Farms over in Leiter near Sheridan. They grow hemp and they produce all the products here in Wyoming. And uh, she's a great supporter of ours, and she's doing really well. Hasn't had any problems with her hemp, uh, farm that she's got going.
Yep. Yep. I
So
think
some
that
of us have a better experience than others, I guess.
yeah, it depends on what county you're in, I think. Certain counties are pro and certain counties are very much against cannabis.
Yes, you have the WASCOP here in Wyoming, who their main money comes to fight what we're doing, and they've got a lot of bank. So we just keep doing what we're doing and try to get our supporters to be more vocal.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that if we can get medical cannabis legal in Wyoming, that would set a huge precedence. And because I feel like a lot of people think that we'll be the last state to have it legalized.
Yes, well, without support of the people, we can't make that happen any faster. We're working it as hard as six people can. And,
Mhm.
we have a lot of tourists that come to Wyoming, and we have no reciprocity. If you've got a medical license somewhere else, you're going to jail if you get
Mhm.
caught with your medicine. And so that law needs to be changed. And there's a lot of other things that, even though the WASCOP has all their money, they can't kill our voices. So that's the thing that really gets to them. We need to increase our tourism by not allowing our laws to keep them away.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we got a lot going on there. There's several rules, not to mention just the fact that if you get into trouble and you get a felony, that's no small thing on your record. For a little bit
Yeah.
of a plant, it ruins your entire life. It's hard to get a job. You can't apply for federal services for some things. Can't go to school on any grants. It's just crazy what you could give up for a plant.
Yeah. Now, can you tell me what is the difference between decriminalization, legalization, and medical cannabis?
Well, of course, everyone knows medical. You have to have a doctor say you would do better with it than without it. Um, Decriminalization doesn't make it legal. It just says that under a certain amount, you're just going to get the ticket and they keep your money and probably your marijuana. Uh, Legalization is you get to carry it, not drive and use it, of course, but you can have it and you don't get a ticket for it. It's completely just like alcohol. Same set of rules pretty much. So decrim, you get the fine. Legalization, you don't. And medical is for anyone who needs it medically.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Last question of the podcast I have for you is how far away do you think we are from getting some kind of ballot initiative going?
Well, it costs about $5,000 at the Secretary of State's office to get it all printed up and approved. Um, After that, then you could technically do it with just volunteers, but in our experience, you can't find anyone who's willing to really go out there and make that happen. They just collect, within among friends and that sort of thing, which is great. But you really need people who go out and knock doors with you. Other than that, we'd have to pay an outside firm to help us, and they said they could do it at a reduced rate of 350,000. So we need some big donations
Mm-hmm.
to make it happen. So I would say we are shooting for the next election cycle. We have done it twice now. The initiative after a presidential election, which means that we have to collect more signatures because you have to get 15% of the voting population in the last election. Last time we did get enough signatures. We were one county short. We did have someone step forward and ask to help us fight that legally, but the people in control of the petitions themselves shredded the petitions, and we could not get access to them to fight them. So this time we're trying to approach it a little smarter. Uh, we're going to do it after the next election so that the signature count will be lower because not as many people go out to vote in a non-presidential election. And hopefully we can get enough volunteers and save enough money to pay some uh, professional signature collectors to help us do that. So we're shooting for the next election.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you very much. This was an amazing podcast. Thank you.